Because every now and then, GoToWebinar will do something crazy.
Yes, I know. It's always good to have multiple backups.
All right.
All right, we're down to we're going to do our 10-second countdown here in a few minutes, folks. 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Welcome, everyone, to another Jeff Herring webinar. This is your host, Jeff Herring, and we are broadcasting live from our virtual studios here just north of Atlanta, Georgia. And we welcome you to our webinar, and so appreciate you being here. Know you could be many, many other places, and it is great that you're here. Got great things coming up in the next few weeks, so watch your email, watch jeffherringwebinars.com, watch jeffherring.com for all those things. Now, I have been so excited since we scheduled this, and it's amazing how time flies, because here we are, and it's ready to go. We have in the studios for our topic tonight, Unleash Your Video Creativity. 5 fast and fun ways to create video, great video, not just video, great video, with Lou Bortone. Lou and I met through speaking. Both of us are speakers and on the faculty at the novice and advanced marketing system workshops twice a year here in Atlanta. Got talking, we traded several things back and forth. A good guy, a good friend. And you got to know he's good, folks. Some of his favorite movies are The Godfather, and we can share lines back and forth and laugh about them. So this guy is the godfather of video, and the things he can do with video are incredible. He's going to make it easy for you on this webinar to unleash your video creativity. So Lou, thanks so much for joining us. Welcome, and take it away, sir.
Thank you, and thank you so much for hosting. And I feel like I'm auditioning a little bit here, because most everything I know about doing webinars I learned from Jeff. So you can jump in anytime. Feel free to ask questions. Stop me if I'm going too quick. But otherwise, we have a ton of content and a lot of great ways to show you how to create video very easily and inexpensively. So I'm just going to dive in.
Go for it, man. I'm honored by what you said, and I may jump in every now and then, but man, we want to hear from you tonight, or this morning, or this afternoon, wherever in the world you are, folks.
Yes, and I'm going to talk a little bit about unleashing your video creativity. So we'll talk a little bit about, how to get the creative juices flowing. I know some people say, well, I'm not creative, but I think everybody's creative and can tap into that whenever they need to. I'm going to tell you about a couple of ways to deliver your messages visually, which is becoming more and more important, especially on Facebook and Pinterest. And I'm going to show you a bunch of different ways to make different kinds of videos, the sketch videos that you see here and there, cartoon videos, animated videos. And I'll also talk a little bit about how to crank out consistent video content. And we'll show you several new video creation tools and shortcuts. And as you know, and as is typical in some of these kinds of webinars, I'm going to give you a ton of content. I'm going to give you everything I got, and then towards the end, I'll tell you if you want to learn more or do more than what you can do in an hour or so, I'll give you a lovely little offer to do that. But in the meantime, I'm going to give you as much goodies as I can. And as Jeff mentioned, my background was in the TV business. This is what I call my logo soup slide, and was fortunate enough to work at some places like Fox and E and different places in TV and cable. I like to say that I've been doing video marketing since before the dawn of YouTube, which was less than 10 years ago, but that's okay. And really my background is marketing and branding. And I do, sometimes I have to remind folks that I'm a marketing guy who does video, not a video guy who does marketing, because a lot of times people will say, what about this or that technical thing? And typically I'm figuring that out 5 minutes before you guys. So I try and keep up with all that. It moves pretty quickly. It's an exciting place to be because there is so much happening in video, but the marketing and branding philosophies really stay the same. We're just using different tools to get there. So here's what video has done for me and can do for you. First of all, I think Jeff would agree that it's given us a lot of visibility. I get the, when I go to conferences and events, I get the, I see you everywhere, you're always online, how are you so many places at once? And really it's because you really can clone yourself with video. So visibility is one benefit. Credibility is another, because I've been able to build up sort of expert status by being online and doing so many videos. Profitability, obviously, video has attracted more and better clients. Opportunity, it wasn't until I started doing video that I was getting invited to panels and getting speaking gigs and meeting partners like Jeff, and really just having the opportunity to do a lot more. And lastly, personality, which is basically building the know, like, and trust factor, because really nothing helps get your personality out there as much as video. And a lot of people assume that, with video you've got to be on camera, you've got to have a certain amount of charisma, you've got to have a certain personality. And the truth is, anybody can do video, anyone can be on camera, but tonight I'm going to show you a lot of ways to do video without even having to be on camera, which is a relief to some folks. And for me, I like off-camera video because I can do it anytime, anywhere. I can be in my pajamas. I don't have to worry about if I'm having a bad hair day. And I'm going to talk a little bit about off-camera videos this evening. I'm sorry, Jeff, did you want to say something?
No, I'm just laughing about the bad hair day.
Oh, yeah. I mean, that's, I know women probably have it worse than men in terms of having to get ready for video, but it just seems like every time I want to do video, I've got something going on. All of a sudden, the big zit comes back right when I'm about to do the video, or I had a really bad haircut the day before. So I prefer off-camera videos, and I'm going to show you some ways to do that. But first, I want to talk a little bit about creativity and a few tips to sort of tap into that creativity, because I don't really buy the fact that folks aren't creative. I think we all have a creative side, and sometimes it just takes a little while to tap into that. And I love alliteration, as you can tell, so I came up with a few T words on tips to ignite your creativity. And the first one is to team up or to find a partner to brainstorm with. And it really can give you a ton of help to just join with another person and bounce ideas off them. So if you need to get creative, find a person to do it with. The second thing is to just time it. Set a timer and just jot down all of your ideas that you have in that set time. Maybe it's 10 minutes, maybe it's 15 minutes. I'm pretty sure, and my wife is pretty sure, that I have adult ADD. So I am very easily distracted, and I have to set a timer whenever I want to focus in on something. And that
You know what ADD really stands for? For those of us on the internet, actions done daily.
Mm-hmm. There you go.
There you go.
And there are other times when you just have to focus, dive in, and do the work, or as I say, tough it out. Another way to kind of get creative, and this is, sort of cheating, but not really, it's more of a shortcut, is to templatize or start with a template or model. And the way that I found this was really through you, Jeff, through the different kinds of templates that you have and the different guides that you have for creating content.
Right.
So I'll go in there and I'll take one of your templates, like a 5 mistakes template or something like that, and use that to start with a video idea or a script or an article. So really it's a great way to start, because you've already got a model to go by. And last but not least is just to explain your own unique take on a topic, because you may say, oh, well, this has been done a million times, but it hasn't been done a million times by you, and your take on it may be the one that people are waiting for. The other part about creativity, I think, is to start thinking visually, and some ideas for turning your ideas and content into images. Because one thing that I think we can all agree on is that with the advent of Facebook and Pinterest, communication has gotten a lot more visual. And nowadays, especially on Facebook, it seems to be driven by images and by quotes, and really any kind of graphic is that kind of stuff that's being shared on Facebook. Obviously, it's perfect for Pinterest. That's the whole point of that site. But doing stuff visually makes things more fun and shareable online. It gives you a better chance of going viral. Obviously, if you're adding photos to blogs, you've got some SEO benefits to go along with that. And really, I think thinking visually and starting to think with images in mind is the first step towards doing video. So that's where I kind of start with this, because it's a great way to wade into the video stuff. So I have a handful of free graphics tools that I use to create, I don't even know if they have an official name, but I call them photo posts on Facebook, because you can put, a nice quote on Facebook that's just text, and yeah, that's okay. But if you put a quote that's in a really cool picture or an image, that's the thing that's going to get passed along. And I'm going to go through real quickly each of these sites that I use and each of these resources that I use to make my posts more visual. And the first one that I use is called recitethis.com. And this is just a way to turn a quote or a tip or any kind of a short phrase into a really cool looking graphic that you can then post on Facebook or other places. The nice thing about recitethis.com is that you can post it to Facebook, you can post it to Pinterest, all from the site. And it's free to use. You basically just type in your quote and pick your background. If you don't like the background or the style, you just click it again and it gives you another style or background. You can download the image. So what I do is if I'm doing inspirational quotes or something, rather than just put them in text, I'll go to Recite This and turn them into a much cooler looking graphic, and then download it to my computer, and I can share it on Facebook or Pinterest or stumble upon later on. So Recite This is a great site to use to turn your quotes into graphics. Another site that does basically the same thing is called pinwords.com, and obviously this was created with Pinterest in mind, but I also use it for Facebook. And the nice thing about Pinwords is you can use your own images and then overlay text over them. So if you don't have Photoshop, or if you're not real photo savvy, you can basically just use Pinwords and use an existing photo that you have and put text on top of it, and then share that with Pinterest or Facebook or any of those other sites. Yet another site that does somewhat of the same thing. This one is costs money. The pro version is a whopping $6.99, but this is called shareasimage.com. And again, this is obviously geared towards quotes. You can see my screen, correct, Jeff?
Oh, absolutely. You're doing great, man.
Yep. So you can see where people write in their little quotes. On the right-hand side, there's a quote from Jerry Seinfeld. But you can make up your own quotes or your own tips, and then put them into share as image, and then share them on Pinterest, or share the link on Twitter, or share them on Facebook. And again, the idea here is to make your content more shareable and more viral. Stuff that looks nice, it has a much, much better chance of being passed along than just a plain old text quote. Yet another tool for photos, etc., is called pinstamatic.com. And again, this is another free tool. Obviously, this one was created for Pinterest, and it allows you to create really cool-looking quotes and graphics, much like the other sites, but this one is a little bit geared more towards Pinterest itself. So pinstamatic.com, another site for creating graphics. And last but not least, my personal favorite is called Quozio.com, Quozio.com. And again, you can make your own quote or tip. I use this to do like little video tips, and then I can pick the background or the text and then just put it on Pinterest or Facebook. So whenever I want to do a quote or a tip or just a little blurb, I'll usually go to Quozio.com And like this one says, there are plenty of ways to make video, even if you have a face for radio, like me. So you
Lou,
can,
you are the
like the way.
absolute king of tools. The things you come up with on is
I
amazing
just
to me.
stay up very late at night and find all these crazy things, and then say, I got to tell folks about this cool site. It's free and it makes your stuff look much more professional.
Heck
So
yeah.
again, those are just a few ways to do things more visually, which really is the first step towards creating video, because you could conceivably create a bunch of these different images, even if they were just quotes, and turn them into a video montage. So I'll talk a little bit more about that in a moment, but I want to talk a little bit about content, because all of this, really comes down to creating compelling content. And when people say, I see you everywhere, it's not that I am everywhere, it's just that I am taking my, bits and pieces of content and repurposing them and sharing them, and basically using the same content but doing it for print and photo and video, and sharing it across multiple platforms. And again, I have to give Jeff credit for this. I learned a lot of this from him, and really, rather than killing yourself trying to create new content all the time, I like to produce bite-sized content that's easy to share, and then share it across multiple platforms.
Repurposing, baby.
Yep. So usually I start with a blog post or written content. I make sure that there's a cool photo to go along with that, or maybe a quote or a poll quote that I use on Quozio, and then I'll usually take it one step further and create a video version of that same content. So again, I'm not reinventing the wheel here. I'm just putting the same content in different places. So some folks call it different, right? I call it like the wheel of content. Start with a blog post. Make sure you post that to Facebook with an image. If it's got an image, make sure you pin it on Pinterest. Another site that I use that I like quite a bit if I'm doing PowerPoints or PDFs is slideshare.net. And I think SlideShare is kind of a hidden gem. It's a free site where you can post your presentations or your PowerPoints. It's kind of like YouTube for PowerPoints. And the reason I like it is, like the other day I put a slide deck like this one onto SlideShare. It had no audio. It had, you have to advance the slide yourself. It wasn't a video. It was just a PowerPoint deck. And that was a little over 24 hours ago, and last time I checked it had 250 views in less than 24 hours. So somebody is up there at SlideShare watching your stuff, so take advantage of that site if you can. So if I've done a PowerPoint, I'll make sure I put it on SlideShare. If I've got a video, I'll make sure I put it on YouTube, and then I come full circle and take that video from YouTube and put it back on my blog. And it's all, generally speaking, with the same piece of content. So, you can give old content new life by doing that, by, taking a video tip on your blog and sending it to Pinterest, sending it to SlideShare, sending it to YouTube, etc. So now we want to get to the good stuff and what we talked about when we promoted the webinar, which are 5 simple tools to help you make great video. And don't worry about scribbling these down, because I'm going to go through each one of these. And these are the tools that I use quite often. I'm happy to say that most of them are free or low cost, and they're all great ways to make very professional looking video. And I'll start with one of my favorites called Stupeflix.com, Stupeflix.com. And the cool thing about Stupeflix is it basically, as long as you've got photos or text, it basically creates the video for you. So if you have images on Facebook or Flickr or on your computer, you can pull those into Stupeflix or import them into Stupeflix right from Facebook, for instance, and then take one of their themes and create a really professional looking video. You can add text to the beginning or the end. They've got a ton of different sharing options. So typically what I do, and Jeff knows this because he's been featured in a few of these, I'll do birthday videos or holiday videos or before I go to a conference, I might find out who's speaking there and pull in photos of those folks. So I'll take
Now,
all
this
of
is
these
how you
images.
do that stuff. That's
Yep,
cool.
exactly. I just pull the images off of Facebook because I've got them uploaded to Facebook in many cases. And oh, I see Maritza in there as well on the second row on the right.
There
So
you go.
I pull these photos in. I put a text slide at the beginning. In this case, it just says Fab Facebook Friends, and a text slide at the end that's usually just a note or a call to action or a URL. And I basically just pull them all into StupaFlix. And then StupaFlix also has music tracks that you can add to your visual slideshow. So up at the top here, you'll see different genres and different types of music, and all of this you can use without getting in trouble, without having to go search for music. So it's all, you know, royalty-free music that you can use. So typically what I'll do is I'll look at my little presentation and I'll say, okay, it's, you know, 3 minutes long, so I'll have to find a piece of music above that's at least 3 minutes long. And you can test it out, see if you like it. And then the other cool thing about StupaFlix is if you don't like the way that the montage came out, you can just go to the right-hand column and you see all these different styles and themes and templates that they have, and you can just switch to a different template, and with one click, you've got a whole new video. So that's how I do the montage videos that I post on Facebook. And then the other nice thing about StupaFlix is once you're done with it, they make it very, very easy to share that video to Facebook or YouTube or various other social media sites. So that is probably the easiest way to create those kinds of videos. And the other thing is with these photos, you'll notice that they're not just typical profile shots. I use another free site called Photofunia, Photofunia, photofunia.com. And those are how you can basically put people's pictures on billboards or buildings and things like that. So I just, to go one step further, I try and make the photos look really cool before I bring them into StupaFlix, and I do that with photofunia.com. So there's all my industry secrets. But here's yet another one. I'm sure you guys have seen those videos where the hand comes in with drawings and cutouts, and they're fun little animation videos. And a few years ago, that would have cost thousands and thousands of dollars to animate or to create. But now we have websites like powtoon.com that will allow us to create our own animated videos. So Powtoon is a really fun, easy-to-use website that allows you to create videos or tell stories or do presentations with all of this cutout animation. And they've got basically, they've got different characters and different templates and different icons you can see on the right-hand side. You can pull things over onto your screen. You can change the background color of the screen. You can add all kinds of different images, and basically just create a message and tell your story via animation without having to know any animation. It's all just drag and drop. And Powtoon is pretty affordable, depending on how much how much video you're going to be doing. But you can start for as little as $9 a month, and there is a 14-day free trial. So if you can check it out and see if it feels right for you. But again, this is another tool that I use to create quick animation without having to download any crazy software or learn any complicated programs. It's all online. Doesn't matter whether you're Mac or PC. It's just a really cool way to make cutout videos. And I like doing these kinds of, they've gotten very, very popular, and with powtoon.com, it's very easy to make as well. So you'll get your different characters. You'll see that they've got all kinds of different templates and different characters. You can add music. You can add voiceover. So you could literally create a cartoon and voice it yourself, or have somebody else add the voice. So a neat way to create little animations without having to go crazy knowing animation. Anything that you type into the thought buttons will show up there, and it's a fun little tool, powtoon.com. And yet another tool that I like to use is called GoAnimate.com. And this one has a lot of different kinds of characters that you can use. In this case, I've got a couple of balloons talking to each other, and I did a birthday video with this. And these are, I guess you call them type to text to voice software. So basically, whatever you type, the characters will say. And so they've got all kinds of different characters to choose from. I think I have here an example. Yep, there's one where you can put them in different backgrounds, or you can put them in different scenarios. On the left-hand side, you can see they've got the White House, and they've got offices and kitchens and different things. So you can basically pull your characters into that scene and then type what you want them to say, which can be kind of scary if you have a warped mind like me. Like I had different cartoon characters acting out scenes from The Godfather. So I had Luca Brasi coming in talking to The Godfather, and I was making my own little animated Godfather cartoons. So
leave the gun, take the cannoli.
Yeah, exactly. So again, you don't need to know how to animate as long as you can drag something to the screen and type what you want them to say. You can create a very cool looking cartoon. So one of the ways that I use GoAnimate.com is I use the characters to tell a story. So these characters are talking about video marketing, and obviously I have them saying, go to Bortone.com, blah, blah, blah. But it's neat because they can tell your story for you, and they've got different voices and different accents. So if you're from the UK, you can give them British accents and things like that. So has a lot of flexibility. It's a lot of fun, pretty easy to use. Apparently, arms and legs must come with the premium version, because I was using the free version, and these characters have no arms or legs, or necks. But aside from that, it's again, I like to use the free version of these things until I know that I'm going to use it a lot, and then if I'm using it a lot, then I may upgrade to a paid version. And even that is very reasonable. So that's GoAnimate.com. I also want to mention, this isn't really a video thing, but people always ask me where I get music for my videos, and there are many, many sources where you can find royalty-free music. I happen to use a site called audiojungle.net, and it's actually a whole suite of different sites. But I use audiojungle.net because I can get music there from as little as $2 to $11, $12, $13, $14, and you basically just type in the genre that you want to use, and Audio Jungle gives you tons and tons of choices to test out for your videos, and you can click and hear them ahead of time before you buy them. So I get a lot of music for my video, background music, at audiojungle.net. Obviously, there are more sites than that, but that just happens to be the one that I use. Another sketch video tool that's gotten very popular is called VideoScribe, and it's from a company in the UK called Sparkol.com, SPARKOL.com. And this is a paid service, but again, very reasonable. And like the other sites, it allows you to create sketch videos. Basically, a hand will come in and draw whatever you put on the screen. And they've got all kinds of different icons to use. Whatever words you want to type out, it will scribble out for you. So you can create these stories, and the hands will come in and sketch the story for you. You can time how long you want it to take to draw the character, or how quickly the scene moves. You can see above they've got a little music icon where you can add music. Also on this one, you can do voiceovers, so you can narrate your own videos as you're using your sketch videos. And it's, again, from a company called Sparkol, SPARKOL.com. And this is really one that a lot of folks have been using because these sketch videos are becoming very, very popular. And the other cool thing is, you may say, yeah, but I'm left-handed. So you can have a left-handed hand drawer. You can use a crayon, a pencil, a piece of chalk. You can change the hand. You can change the writing implement. You can work from a bunch of different tools and icons. They've got all kinds of different things here to choose from, whether it's characters or everyday things like houses or cars or planes, trains, and automobiles. So basically anything that you want to sketch you can find in here and have the hand come in and sketch it for you and create your own little sketch video. And that's Video Scribe, and it's from a company called Sparkle.com. And I want to say it's about $140 a year, maybe $125 a year for this particular tool. But again, if it's something that you're going to be using fairly often, it is worth a look. One other resource that I want to share with you that I use quite a bit is called videoblocks.com. And Videoblocks is a place where you can basically find video clips and audio clips. They also have audio sound effects and audio. And the cool thing about Videoblocks is, I mean, a lot of people, if you go to something like iStock Photo and try and find a video clip, maybe like a New York skyline or something, it could easily cost you $30, $40, $50. The same clip on Videoblocks may just be a few dollars, but the even cooler thing about Videoblocks is several times a year they offer a $99 special where you can basically, for $99 for the year, have unlimited downloads. So I can go on here and download New York skylines or aerial views or animation or anything that I want, and then just sort of put it into my library for future use. So if you need footage, if you need video clips or footage, Videoblocks is a great resource for that, and particularly when they do their specials, because if you can get unlimited downloads for $99 for a year, you can create quite a library for yourself. I'm going to take a quick drink, see if Jeff wants to throw anything in here.
That's one of the nice things about webinars. You can take a quick drink of something, save your voice. I'm just amazed at all the tools you know. I mean, I'm writing all this stuff down and thinking, I can't wait to get at it.
Tools are us, yep. So we have one last video tool for telling visual stories, and this one is called commoncraft.com. And this is another, it's really a bit like Video Scribe, except rather than having a hand come on and sketch the drawings, these are like cutouts. And it's almost become a style of video that a lot of companies use to tell their stories. So commoncraft.com, you can buy libraries of their different cutouts. They have some done-for-you videos, and they also have images so that you can create your own videos. So they've got basically a library, and you purchase whatever you need, characters or household objects or buildings or structures, and you just download what you need to create your cutout story that you create. And they do have, like I say, they have some done for you things. So if you want to do a video about social media or apps, they have some of that kind of stuff. And all of these are basically, they call them explainer videos. So if you have a product or a service or a promotion that you want to explain and you want to use images to do it, Commoncraft is a good option to do that. And again, it starts as little as $59 a year to access their digital library of cutouts that you can use in your presentations, all the way up to about $200 a year to basically get all the bells and whistles and have access to some of their ready-made videos in their library. So this has become another popular way to create videos. It's relatively affordable, and it's just a neat way to make your videos look very professional and use the same tools that the big boys use. So those were 5, but I always like to over-deliver, so I actually have a handful of other new tools that I want to share with you. And some of these, to be honest, are so new I don't even know that much about them, but in my explorations I have found different tools that you may want to play with or may have some business applications for. One of them is called Popcorn Maker, and it's by the people, the Mozilla Firefox people. They have a rather long URL here, but if you search Popcorn Maker video on Google, you'll find it. And Popcorn Maker is basically, I guess, a way to create video mashups or take existing content and embellish it. So you can, as they say, enhance, remix, and share web video. So you can combine video and audio with other content. You can add links, you can add text, you can add maps, you can add pictures. So I haven't quite figured out all the business applications for this, but I would imagine that there are a lot of things that you could do. In this case, in this little example here, someone's taken a TED Talk and they've put overlays over it. So they've put text, you can put links. I put a picture of my son pitching that has absolutely nothing to do with the TED Talk other than the fact that I wanted to see what would happen if I put a picture in. So you can kind of take an existing video and then put your own spin on it or your own remix, so to speak. So it's, I guess you'd call it a video mashup. So that's Popcorn Maker. Yet another fun site. Yeah, you can see here how you can see below and on the right, you can add pop-ups, you can add text, you can add images, you can add a Google map. So there's all kinds of fun things you can do to enhance and embellish an existing video. Yet another tool, another unique video tool is called Galahad. And again, this is another ridiculously long URL. I didn't make this up, but it's from the shadowgang.com. And this is where you can create videos with different scenarios in different directions so that the user controls the outcome of the video. So basically,
No
you
way.
tell a story. Yeah, you tell a story and you give the viewer options or that way, and depending on how you arrange the video and how the viewer selects things in the video, they'll go to, you know, ending A or ending B. So again, this could be interesting for if you're doing product demos, or if you have somebody that's, you know, if you're a beginner, click this. If you're intermediate, click this. If you're advanced, click this. So you could literally create the same video with 3 different endings or 3 different directions, and basically, you know, create your story so that the viewer has control over the outcome. And I haven't played with this one too much, but I can see, you know, it's the wheels in my brain start thinking of all the different ways that you could use something like that. And that one's called Galahad. Another one, another easy tool that you can use is called Quickie, Q-W-I-K-I. And this is an iPhone app. I believe they have a version for Android, but in this particular picture, I have it for iPhone. And the cool thing about Quickie is if you've got a bunch of photos on your phone, Quickie will group those photos and turn them into a quick little photo video montage. So basically, it takes photos that you've already got and groups them into similar photos so that you can create really quick little short movies called Quickies. And so for instance, if I'm at my son's baseball game and I have, you know, 10 different shots of him pitching and batting and this and that, Quickie will take that and within the matter of seconds turn it into a quick little baseball montage for me. So very easy to, a great way to share photos and turn them into videos really effortlessly, because Quickie does all the work behind the scenes. Pretty cool, huh?
Very cool.
And I'll go one step further. Here's another one called Wibbitz.com, W-I-B-B-I-T-Z.com. And I don't know how this works, and I have to admit I haven't used it very much yet, but Wibbitz basically turns your text or your blog posts into video, or as they say here, it's a text-to-video platform that can automatically turn any text-based article, post, or feed into a short video. So you can imagine the possibilities here for your blog posts or your written content to recreate and repurpose and create a whole new piece of content. So when I asked it to go to one of my blog posts about video marketing tips, it automatically read that post and pulled in photos. There's a picture of me dressed as Moses doing the 10 Commandments of video. And I don't know even where it got that photo, but it somehow Wibbitz went in and, you know, found the photo and found the tips and turned it into a headline and created a video out of what was before just a written blog post. Really quick, really easy, and again, it's sort of in beta, so it's, at least last time I checked a week or so ago, it's free. So just a really cool way to take your written content and turn it into video. And it even gives you the embed code below, so you can put it back on your website. Or if you don't like, what it pulled in, you can go to the below where it says customize clip, and then you can manually go in and start to mess with it. So again, another unique way to repurpose your content without having to know any video stuff behind the scenes. And last but not least is a site or a resource called creazaeducation.com, C-R-E-A-Z-A education.com. And this is a tool that is, I think, primarily meant for educators in the world of academia, but it certainly has applications for business as well, because Creaza is basically like a suite of tools. They have a tool where you can create cartoons or animations with their drag and drop graphics. They have a lot of historical stuff because I think it's for teachers who are wanting to make teaching a little more interesting with visuals. So they have a cartoon tool, they have a movie editor tool, they have an audio editor tool, and I believe, yep, so this is the the animation tool where you can basically pull in different pieces of animation and create a cool little cartoon. The other thing that they have that I think is kind of cool is they also have an online mind mapping tool called Mindomo, where you can create mind maps, but you can create visual animated mind maps. So it's just a way to turn, what can typically be kind of a boring mind map into a really cool interactive visual tool. And all of those, that whole suite of tools is available at creazaeducation.com. So that's all the goodies and all the tools that I have. But last week I added this photo, speaking of baseball, of my son diving towards home plate because he was being greedy and he wanted to get an inside the park home run.
Did he make it?
And he was safe at home. Yep.
All right.
So, but really the point is that all of these tools, they're cool and they're fun and all that, but you have to think about the strategy behind it and the reason for it. And what video has done for me, and what being able to use these tools has done for me, is given me the freedom and flexibility to be able to leave the office at 3 in the afternoon to go to my son's baseball game and watch him play, rather than being at home editing a video, because I've taken these shortcuts, or I've used these sites to create a video that may have taken 6 hours. Instead, it's taken me a half hour. So it's really created a lot of freedom and flexibility, and I'm grateful for that.
It's amazing.
And and Jeff, I'll go back to the I'll go back to the screen in a moment if there are questions, but I wanted to give folks the opportunity to learn more. So if you like these types of tools, if you like doing video, but you want to think about, okay, I know I can't use 15 different tools, but, show me how to do video to achieve a certain objective, here is what I have got for you if you would like to learn more. Do you recognize that expression, here's what I've got for you, Jeff?
I've heard that before. I like that.
Yes. So one of the most popular video trainings that I did was called Video Marketing Bootcamp, and it's a recent home study course. The stuff with video changes so quickly that you have to update this stuff constantly. So this is a new home study course, and it includes 4 modules of simple step-by-step training. I take you through every tool and every aspect of video, one step at a time, to take all of the overwhelm out of it, and really, it's like I'm sitting there next to you showing you exactly what to do. The nice thing about the self-study is you can watch and learn at your own pace, so you can do all 4 modules, which are about an hour each, at once, or you can do them once a day, once a week, whatever is your own pace. And there are webinar recordings, and there's 4 modules. And they also have a ton of bonus checklists and templates, things like storyboard templates, because a lot of folks like to map out exactly what they want to do on their video. I've got templates that tell you how to do a welcome video for your website. I call it a welcome video. It's sort of like a first impression video. I've got templates that show you how to do an About Me video if you want to do a video on the About page of your website. So just all kinds of cool materials that I've pulled together. This course is normally $297, but for the folks on this webinar, it is $197, and it's at loubortone.com/bootcamp. And that's where you'll find the special for this evening. And this is what it will do for you. This particular course will help you get over the video hurdle so that you can market your business more effectively. And all I can tell you is, you know, I think it's fairly obvious to everybody that the internet is moving in the direction of video. We know YouTube is the second biggest search engine. I think it was Cisco who said recently that in the next few years, 90% of all video traffic will be video. So that's the way things are going. I always tell folks, lead, follow, or get out of the way. This will help you get over that hump. And it will also help you add some sizzle to your sales so video can be your 24/7 salesperson. And the thing I think I like best about video is knowing that while I'm sleeping, somebody overseas is watching one of my sketch videos or buying a product because they've seen a video, and it really is like cloning yourself. It'll also skyrocket your visibility because within that course I show a lot of video distribution techniques. We didn't really get into that tonight, but it's, you know, it's one thing to create a video, it's another thing to get it seen. So we talk a lot about that. And also what we didn't talk about too much this evening was tips and tricks for getting comfortable on camera. There's a whole module for on-camera videos and different tactics for being more comfortable and confident on camera. And of course, I go through a lot of new software, a lot of the shortcuts, some of which we mentioned tonight. And most important, you can learn easy video marketing techniques so you don't get left out of the online video revolution. I like to say you can become the go-to person in your niche with these video strategies and attract more clients, which is very, very important because video is so engaging. Video helps you develop that know, like, and trust factor. So check it out, loubortone.com/bootcamp. I think I have a couple of, yes, I do. I have some testimonials here from folks that have already purchased the course. And the thing that I like, and you know, the charge that I get out of doing this is when folks say, you know, I can already feel my fears abating, or, you know, I could never do video before and now I can, and you know.
Isn't that the best? Isn't that just the best?
Yeah, I mean, that's really, you know, what makes it worth getting up in the morning. If you say, you know what, yesterday I couldn't do this, today I feel like the king of video. So you got to love that. So again, if you go to the bootcamp site, you'll see all of that, the testimonials, etc. $197 for folks on this webinar at loubortone.com/bootcamp. And I think I had a fast action bonus in here, didn't I?
And so I'm going to type that link into the chat so everybody can click on it as well.
So if you would be so kind, go to loubortone.com/bootcamp and you'll see the website where I have changed the price to $197, and you can see the various modules, etc. And that $100 savings, I'll leave that. I would probably take it down before Friday, but I'm going to be on the road and not back till Friday, so I'll leave that $197 price intact for this week only. And last but not least, and this is kind of cool, if you decide to order the boot camp this evening, right now, so obviously if you are live on the call, you get this. If you order boot camp by midnight, you'll get a 1-hour strategy session with me to basically talk about your business and how you want to, what you want to get from video, how you want to get there. Typically, I do sessions for $297 for an hour, and sometimes more depending on what you want to do. But anybody and everyone who orders by this evening will get that fast action bonus of the strategy session with me.
And Lou
That's
didn't
fun.
even know I was going to do this, but I'm going to come in and add even some more value to this. Because, folks, come on. LouBortone.com/bootcamp. This is such a no-brainer to do video. Fast action bonus before midnight. You get an hour with Lou. I'm going to throw in a half hour with me. Okay?
That's awesome. Thank you.
So, my goodness, you guys. I mean, either one of those is worth 10 times your investment, plus you're getting it as bonus. So where you want to go is loubortone.com/boot camp.
Hmm.
And want to answer some questions, bud?
Absolutely.
Okay, I'm just
So
going to go back
I
to
can go
some of the,
back to my little screen here, or you can
okay.
feed the questions to me, or whatever you prefer.
What sort of photographic equipment do you use? Thanks for the seminar too, says Barbara.
Oh, welcome. Okay, let me go full screen here just so that people can see the link, because somebody was asking for the link to the course. What kind of photography equipment do I use?
Right.
Um, all right, this is going to sound, I use my iPhone and my iPad. So
I love it. That's a great answer. That just
it's
tells you
that
how
easy.
easy it is, man.
Yep. So, I mean, really with an iPad or, I mean, if I do on-camera video and I'm home, I'll use my webcam on my Mac. So I don't have some big fancy schmancy expensive camera. And if I'm on the road, I mean, I just came back from Philadelphia recently and was shooting some videos down there for my buddy Michael Port. And I shot everything on with the iPad. That was the video camera. And it was the video camera, it was the teleprompter, and it was the editor. So I did all of that with just the iPad.
And that is a beautiful thing. Let's see. Bill says, great tools, Lou. Thanks so much. Let's see. Lou and Jeff, thanks for great info tonight. Great resources. That's from Ed. Brennan says, this is fabulous.
Great.
Let's see. Colleen wants to know, can you adjust the sound and the audio volume with Audio Jungle?
As long as you bring it into an editing program, whether that's, if you're on a PC, Windows Movie Maker, or if you're on a Mac, like if you have iMovie, yes, you can absolutely adjust it. Some of those clips, the thing I like about Audio Jungle is if I buy a clip that's loopable, that means it'll just repeat over and over. So even if the video is longer than the piece of music, I can just loop the music so that it keeps playing.
Awesome. Now, Charlotte loves this picture so much here. Charlotte Ann, she wants to know how you created the pic we're looking at now, director pic with the beret.
All right, it's another tool, another little cheat. Believe it or not, that was part of a jib jab video. So, and you guys are probably familiar with jib jab.
Oh,
So
yeah.
basically, I put my head from jib jab onto this little director guy. I have like an alter ego. I sometimes do videos as the director Cecil B. DeMoron, and they say if DeMoron can do a video, so can you. So, then
Right.
I did a free screen grab on jib jab with Snagit, which is another little screen capture tool, and
It's a
that was
great
it. I
tool.
just made my little profile picture. I've got me as pirates and me as emperors and all kinds of fun stuff.
I love it. All right, we're going to do
I'll
some more
basically do
questions.
anything I'll do anything to avoid being on camera, which is why I like these tools and this
I
off-camera video so
gotcha.
much.
I gotcha. Listen, we got some more questions, folks, but first, go to loubortone.com/bootcamp. You get all this training. Order before midnight tonight. Um, you're going to get a 1 hour session with Lou, a half-hour session with me, and all this training. And let's see, Edre, which video tool should I start with if I'm just a beginner?
For if you want to do off-camera videos, I think the easiest tool and the best way to get started is one of those photo montage tools like stupaflix.com. And in the boot camp course, I go through several others like Animoto and One True Media and a bunch of different tools that you can start that don't cost anything and sort of let you wade into it without having to dive into the deep end.
This is way back from the beginning. What do you use for a backup recording?
I'm using Camtasia as a backup
Okay.
recording,
Yep.
and Camtasia is, the sort of industry standard screen capture software. There is a free open source version of that called Cam Studio. Obviously, it doesn't have all the bells and whistles that Camtasia has, but it's sort of like the free open source version of Camtasia.
Love it. Now, our friend Kelly quoted you. It may have been done a million times, but it hasn't been done by you, and your take may be what people are looking for. She calls that brilliant.
Awesome. Thank you.
Andrea wants to know about other people's quotations. Can you share other people's quotations in social media?
I think a few. I'm not a lawyer, but I play one on TV. But I think you see a lot of the inspirational quotes, like maybe an Albert Einstein quote or something. And obviously, people are sharing those left and right. And my own personal feeling is if somebody has put a quote on Facebook, they mean it to be shared and they want it to be shared.
Makes sense to me. My favorite
my other philosophy is that I prefer to ask for forgiveness rather than permission, but I wouldn't suggest that for everybody.
Exactly. My favorite Facebook quote is one of Abraham Lincoln's where he says, "Don't believe everything you read on the internet." Let's see. Charlotte Ann, what was the name of the beginner video program you mentioned?
For the PC, I mean, does she mean editing program? Does it say whether she's...
I think the one when we were asking when Edry was asking about what should a beginner start with.
Oh, right. Again, I use stupeflix.com, stupeflix.com.
Okay.
It's similar to animoto.com, except Animoto will only let you do 30 seconds for free, I think, last time I checked.
And then the photo funya people were asking about. How do you spell that again?
PHOTOFUNIA.
Okay.
Yep, and it's free and it's very easy. Again, you can put your face on billboards or paintings, or they've got all kinds of different templates, and it's really just a few clicks.
You're welcome, Karen. April says, great stuff. Is that the April I know? Let's see. Yes, it is. Thanks for being on, April. Appreciate it. Roger, listen to this. Fabulous webinar. Thanks, Lou and Jeff. Our 15-year-old daughter is brilliant with cartooning.
Awesome.
Which of these tools could make the most of her skills, and what sort of direction should she take it? That's a big question.
I bet you would have a blast with Powtoon.com because again, the only limit is your creativity. They give you so many tools that are so easy to use. And, I know our kids, that age run circles around us when it comes to this stuff. So.
Oh, I know. Whenever I'm having a hassle with my iPhone, it's always John. And he takes care of it for me. All right, we're in the home stretch here, folks. Now listen. You got a lot of you guys have been with me for a long time. Cheryl was sharing that she's been with me since '07 when I did a teleseminar from a rest stop in Kansas. When I recommend something highly, it's good stuff. And you know that I'm careful who I bring in front of you. And not over and above that, I think Lou has done a fantastic job. This is one of the best guest webinars I've seen in a long time. And if you want to get on the leading edge, not the cutting edge, but the leading edge, that's further along than the cutting edge. The leading edge of video, here's your man, LouBortone.com/boot camp. Go get this stuff, folks.
And Joyce is on board, and Jeffrey is on board. Awesome. Thank you. So we see some stuff coming in already.
Awesome. Great. Welcome aboard. Can't wait to talk to y'all. April Trubiano, a colleague and friend of mine in a mastermind. Got so much out of tonight. Your generosity is amazing. I love this question. Is your boot camp even for folks who have a medium to high level of video too?
I think that regardless of where you are, you can definitely get a lot out of it. The first module is a little bit more, basic, and what kind of equipment, what webcams, what backgrounds, whether to use green screen, things like that. But as we get into the things where we talk about video marketing and distribution, I think that can benefit absolutely anybody, because that stuff is moving so quickly that it's hard to keep up with all the different options.
Great answer for a great question. All right, we're in the home stretch, folks. So if you've got questions, get them in now. Lou, I want to thank you for being our guest and doing a super, super job.
Thank you.
And
it's a pleasure to do stuff with you, because, as I said, you've been one of my friends and mentors, and I've learned a lot of this stuff from you. So thank you so much.
Well, you're welcome, and we have fun working together, and certainly we'll see each other in August, if not before. April says, thanks, Jeff, for bringing in Lou. Great added value to the community. Great training, well worth the time. Charlotte, is the marketing module valuable to those of us who don't quite have our website finished and aren't yet blogging? That's Julia.
Yeah, because if you're doing social media, even if you have a Facebook page, to be honest, what I do with video is I start with YouTube, and I kind of use that as my hub, and I explain all this in the course. But from YouTube, you can share to Google Plus and Facebook and Pinterest, with one click. And then I focus on Facebook because, frankly, I get the most views and the most traction from Facebook. I mean, each person's audience is going to be different. Some people may want to focus on YouTube. I happen to focus on Facebook because that's where I get the most engagement. So even if you don't have a website, you could be doing video and putting it on YouTube or Facebook or Pinterest. Pinterest, by the way, does accept videos, as does slideshare.net, which is a lot of folks don't realize you can do video on Pinterest.
Awesome. Now here's a great comment. Where did it go? Lou and Jeff, thank you for a great webinar. Content was so different and informative from many that are out there. Very refreshing. You're welcome, Marion. What about LinkedIn? My clients are leaders and organizations.
Yes, and I think the way to get to, my favorite way to get video on LinkedIn is through slideshare.net, and LinkedIn liked slideshare.net so much that they bought them. So slideshare.net is owned by LinkedIn, and you can put videos and or PowerPoints or presentations on SlideShare and then send them to your LinkedIn page. So on my LinkedIn page, I have videos. Great way to do that.
Awesome. Francis is having a little trouble getting into the site. Is there somebody that can reach out to her, or we can, Lou?
Yep. That's no problem. As long as if she wants to email me at vip@loubortone.com, I'll make sure that if for some reason she doesn't get in by midnight, I'll do it manually, because I know a couple of others. Donald's on board from Washington, so
awesome.
Seems to be working for most folks. But if you have any
here's
problems,
an incredible
email
question. I never would have thought of this. Maureen is asking, can any of this be inserted into Kindle as animation of the story?
Ooh, that is a great question.
Isn't it? I don't know the answer.
I wish Nicole Dean was here.
Yeah, she would know, wouldn't she?
I would really need to check, because I've never tried that. I mean, one of the things that I do that's sort of like a, kind of like a ninja trick is I do video reviews and put them on Amazon.com. And it's just a great way to, especially if you want to review a popular book or a business book.
Sure.
It's a great way to go on there, basically ride the coattails of that popularity. So I would imagine, since Amazon is so cutting edge, that there's got to be a way to do that, but I hesitate to say for sure because I have not tried it myself.
Now Leo is saying, I think yes, Amazon allows it. So that's cool. Okay, folks, time for the home stretch. Go get this stuff at loubortone.com/bootcamp. And before I say my famous last words, any final words for you, Lou?
This stuff, you can do it, you should do it. It's really not that difficult. I hope I've showed you a few easy ways, and there's plenty more where that came from in the class. So hope to see you there, and hope to be able to do the session with you. So thank you so much for
awesome.
bringing your folks on, and hope to talk to you again.
Awesome. And let's see, getting a lot of questions. People want to see this again. When are we going to send in the replay?
Hopefully I'll have it if GoToWebinar cooperates. I can have it up by tomorrow morning.
Awesome, guys. So look for that. We'll get it out to you. So go get this stuff at loubortone.com/bootcamp. And as always, go use this stuff, and we will catch you next time. Thanks, Lou,
Thanks, guys.
and chat later.
Take care. Bye-bye.